Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Consistency Code. We're so glad you're here. How to build wellness habits that survive your busiest seasons.
Yeah, and it's important to say this is not a lecture. It's a reset, and we are not handing out rules. We're guiding you back to your own inner wisdom.
So, I am going to invite you to pause. Let's get centered. Let's come into this moment. Let's just breathe together. If you want to soften your gaze or close your eyes, whatever your comfort level is, maybe just feel your breath moving in and out. Take a few deep breaths. And then the nice long exhale. Maybe set an intention. Maybe an intention to receive what you're here to receive. And when you're ready, just come back here and we'll all smile at each other and feel each other's energy. And we're going to acknowledge that this is a shared space where we have all shared the same struggles at some point in time. And we want to find out about your self-care and what's happening in your life. So we're going to use the chat features. So inside the chat, or you can just speak up if you want to, unmute yourself and talk. So we want you to know if you are really consistent, if you're okay, if you're off and on, just any like where you're at in terms of your self-care in your daily hectic, crazy life.
I can,
Sure, you
Shout it
can go ahead
out.
and speak. That's fine.
I would say that I'm pretty good, pretty consistent. There are times where I go, you did that thing again. They said you weren't going to do. But in general, I try to be compassionate with myself when that happens. So
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is no judgment, just notice.
yeah.
right,
Oh,
right.
so many interesting things to notice, but yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. And we're right there with you, my friend. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
Okay, hopefully you can see my screen. And what do we got?
Yeah.
Okay, yep, we're good. Okay, let's move to this one. You're in the right place if you're ready to say goodbye to burnout, choose you without the guilt, feel
Yeah, feel
energized instead of strained. Go ahead.
yeah. Yeah, and I love this one, set boundaries that honor your rhythm and to feel purposeful, not pressured as you walk through daily life.
So, what you'll gain from today's class is you're going to be able to identify your personal habit kryptonite, design habits that feel natural and not forced.
Oh, over to me.
Yep.
We're going to create some anchors. We're going to have a tent analogy, and we're going to create some core anchors and start thinking about making decisions as your future self, the woman who is thriving and not your frazzled present self. Not that you're
Frazzled.
always frazzled,
I
but
love
sometimes
that
we all
word,
get frazzled.
frazzled.
Yeah.
So, what's in your way? So, these are some things that we found. A lot of women in the solopreneur space feel chronic burnout, because they're juggling so many plates. And then 40% of women over 50 are primary caregivers for children, parents, in between. They're in that sandwich
Mm.
phase, and that's impacting everything in their mental well being as well as their physical well being.
Yeah. So there's an actual cost to this. There is financial cost, but burnout can equal lost income. Health decline can mean higher medical bills. Emotional drain is equating to lost creativity. So it's that there is a cost. A lot of people say, oh, I don't have time, but it comes at a price. And if that's where you are right now, but Rita, it doesn't sound like that's exactly where you are. On those moments where you're off, you're not slacking, you're just not necessarily synced up with a style of self-care that's the one you need.
Yeah, it's on so many levels, so many levels. So let's do some envisioning. Let's do some imaginary visioning. And just think about where you would like to be a year from now with some real consistent self-care woven in.
Yeah, maybe some of those things that were interesting to just notice, maybe they're not so prominent. What's that going to look like?
So we're just going to give you a moment to just imagine your ideal next version of yourself in a year where you're feeling really solid in your self-care and you're feeling energized and strong and able to manage everything in a better way than you do right at this moment in time. And you're welcome to share or not, but it's just, how does it feel to imagine that woman a year from now, your future self?
Yeah.
Imagine the way you will feel or the way you do feel now if you were that version right now.
So one of the things that we know for sure is that consistency in self-care is the secret sauce, and consistency isn't about discipline. It's about alignment.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Do you want to
Discipline
share?
feels like a trip to the principal's office. I need more self-discipline. But we don't. It sounds like you, Rita, have come at yourself with more loving language, but we all have our moments where we dip, and consistency isn't about hunkering down, pushing through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you want to unmute?
Yeah, I love the alignment. It's a great reframe from discipline. I am a pretty regular worker outer. That's a word.
Yeah,
It is
well, we
now.
just made it one.
And just this morning, like this morning is leg day, right? So I have like legs, arms, core, jumping around type thing.
Mhm.
And so I saw my calendar, legs. Okay, all right. And then, I didn't want to do it, so I know the routine that I can go through, which is I'm the night before, I'm like gung ho, I'm going to do this. And then I'm like, well, I'm going to do this first. And then it's still on my calendar. And I'm like, oh gosh. But what I've noticed is I think what I'm doing is I'm getting in alignment with it. So,
Mm.
but sometimes I go through like my machinations where I don't want to do it. And then I start thinking, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. And then I just completely go, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. And then somehow in that process, and maybe you guys can talk to that, a little voice will say, well, why don't you just start it?
Mm.
Just do a couple of squats. It's no biggie, you know? And then once I do a set of 10 squats, I'm like, well, you may as well do another 10, and then I'm off to the
I'm
race.
here.
Right. And I feel like that's me kind of coming into alignment because I know if I do this, I'm going to feel better afterwards. I know my energy is going to go up. I'll have that sense of accomplishment. I'll
Mhm.
taking care of myself. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I guess that's alignment. Maybe you could, I don't want to get you off track for what you're presenting, but what does that sound like to you? So,
It
Sounds
sounds
to me
very
like
familiar.
I was going to say, it sounds like your future self was, whispering in your ear. Well, why don't you just start? Why don't you do a couple? Why don't you? Hey, Sarah.
Sarah, nice to see you.
Hi, I'm really feeling very blessed to be here because I'm supposed to be on a Zoom with students, but nobody showed up. So I may have to jump off if one shows up, but it's like a drop in. So,
All
I
right.
was
Well, we're
fortunate
so
that
glad
nobody dropped in yet.
we're
Well,
so glad they didn't show up.
right. We will take you for as long as we can keep you. We were just talking about consistency and little things that get in the way, and how discipline is not the answer. In fact, it can send us running in the opposite direction. And we were talking a little bit about alignment. And Rita, we will talk more
Okay.
in depth about alignment. And I just wanted to share one little personal crash of my own. At I have been a lifelong starter with exercise. Be like, yeah, this is the time. This is me now. And then I would go for a week, I'd go for 2, I'd go for 6. But then, and that was my cycle for life until the year I turned 60, and whole lot of things it was my own little perfect storm. And that's when I started my online health and wellness business for women over 50 to keep myself.
Yeah.
And one of the alignments I understood was I need community. I need accountability to my community. And so because of my personality, that aspect was part of my alignment. I had to find my sweet spot. So Teresa, I know you've got a little.
Just a little, and I'm still trying to find my alignment, I will say truthfully, but my little falling off the wagon is in nutrition. I just have had this stop and start nutrition path for a very, very long time. I've improved immensely over the years, and cleaned up what I eat, but there's still a piece that is not quite right. I was doing intermittent fasting for a month or two, great, doing beautifully, and then I did some traveling and fell off the wagon and had to start back up. So yeah, I'm still kind of in that getting back on and trying to find my alignment. So I will be transparent about that with you. So even though we might see other people who might have it all together, there's always going to be some little piece of it that isn't quite perfect, or we're always trying to improve. So if anybody else has, you already shared, Rita, a little bit. I don't know if, Sarah, you have a little teeny story just quickly to share, like where is your inconsistent moments or parts of your life in terms of your wellness?
Yeah. Yeah, this community is a big part of it. I think talked to you guys about this before, but one of the activities that I really enjoy is tennis. And it's because you have to do it with someone else.
Mm-hmm,
Otherwise,
mm-hmm.
I'm not going to go to the gym. Yeah, I'm going to make an excuse. My mind is going to tell me, you should have gone to the gym. And then I'm going to feel even worse.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, that community keeps me. Even this week I was sick, and my teammate was like, "Well, let's see how you feel, because I'd really like you to play on Saturday." So, it keeps me consistent
Yeah,
with
gives
that
you a goal
aspect
to move
too.
towards
Yeah.
too. Yeah. That commitment to somebody else. Yeah, it's all a practice and it's all a journey for sure, but we definitely want to be part of that and help on that journey. So thank you for sharing, ladies. We
Yes,
appreciate
thank
that.
you.
Okay, let's
So
see if I can get us back over to the slides here.
yeah. So one thing we know is your
There we
well-being
go.
is not a luxury. Yeah, we talked about
Yeah,
this, that
let me
consistency isn't about discipline. Um, Self-care and well-being is a strategy,
Mhm.
and it's a way to make your life fuller, better, richer, because the more you take the time to care for yourself, the more powerful, the more profitable, the more purposeful you become in your work and in your overall life. So it's not fluff. It's not all just bubble baths and gee, wouldn't that be a nice little cherry on top? It's
Right.
strategy.
Right. It's not an afterthought when you have some time, because we know that's not going to happen.
But
So
we
yeah.
also know things get in the way. And
Yes,
so we want to
exactly.
talk for
Exactly.
a few minutes about some myths that we get in our head. Just some, I don't know that even they're myths, but they're just stuck statements.
Mm,
And the first one is, I just need more discipline. Goodness knows I am guilty of that one. But when you break it down, the underlying belief is my worth is tied to my willpower. And if I don't power, then I'm kind of a loser.
mm,
So
mhm,
there's a way to reframe that consistency is built from alignment, not from grit. Your natural strengths, which we love helping you identify, you know that, Sarah, these create flow and they create ease. So a new belief around discipline can be something like, I succeed when I design habits around who I am, not just who I think I should be.
mhm.
And that's a whopper because we can should ourselves to death.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. And then the second myth, if I miss a day, I've failed.
Yeah.
You
No
smile like,
grace
I'm saying,
whatsoever.
yeah, it's just like, I mean, I'm just feeling that, like, oh, yeah, like we've all done that. And the underlying belief there is success equal perfection. Like you have to be perfect to be successful. So, whichever direction you want that formula to flow, perfection, success, not being perfect, failure. No, 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 no. That is not true in any way, shape, or form. So the reframe could be flexibility builds longevity, and missing a day is just part of the rhythm. It's not the end.
Yeah.
So that's the way to flip that myth, that belief, and make it into a new belief, such as progress is made through resilience, not rigidity. Resilience, not rigidity.
Yeah, I love that.
Mhm.
Breaking out of the binary thinking. I did
Yeah,
it or I
yeah.
didn't, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
good or I'm bad is
Right,
really what
right.
we get in our head about.
Mm-hmm.
So let's blow that up.
Right.
And one of one of the ones I've been guilty of, I'm too busy. I'm too busy to be
Mm-hmm.
consistent. I'll do it when I can. And the underlying belief, and I love this, my schedule is the boss of me. My needs come last. I'm not even worthy enough to be on my own to-do
Yeah,
list.
yeah, yeah. I think that's huge.
Yeah, yeah. And so we say I'm too busy, but the underlying beliefs held are really toxic. I'm at the mercy of my I'm at the mercy of my schedule, the very one I created.
I was just going to say the one that we create, we're a slave to it.
Right. So an awesome reframe is micro habits and some flexible non-negotiables can bend with your life. That's how I roll.
Mhm.
I've
Yeah.
got some non-negotiables and I fit them in, but I always do. So a new belief can be, I can anchor small wellness wins even into the busiest seasons.
Mhm.
I have these tools in my toolbox and I can use them just like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that flexible non-negotiables. These are non-negotiables, but I can be fluid and flexible with them. But they're still going to happen, just as to when and where is the flexible part. I
I'm
love
going to
that.
do a quick chime in. I have 2 days ago declared a new non-negotiable, and for me, it's stretching before bed.
Mm.
It's only got to be 5 or 6 minutes. And I have been trying to start this habit
I know
oh,
you have.
2 years. And now I have just declared it non-negotiable. I am not going to bed until I have stretched, period, full stop.
Mm-hmm.
And even
Yay.
if that just means I've got time to do this,
Mm-hmm.
I have stretched. And if
Great.
yeah, so you are with me in
Congratulations.
real time on this.
I love that. You just declared it, man. You
Yeah.
just made a decision.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and identify your habit kryptonite.
So I got to ask, because we're making a big assumption here, are you familiar with the term kryptonite? You know, that it was the thing that
Superman.
was it a stone or
Superman.
something? But
Yeah.
it's the very thing, the kryptonite, that would completely shatter Superman's powers.
Mm-hmm.
That one thing that just, and so he had to run and hide and protect himself from kryptonite all the time so he didn't lose his powers. So let's talk about maybe drop in the chat one situation where your habits collapsed, one thing that gets you derailed. Maybe, it's like I prioritize everyone and all I have to hear is someone say, "Can you help me?" And that's my kryptonite. My whole plan goes out the window. Or I eat all the things at the holidays. I
I was
can't
gonna
help
say,
it.
just holidays in general.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
kryptonite.
Yeah. So pop in the chat what your kryptonite is. And I'll open up the chat here on my side. Yeah, from the planet Crypt. Oh, you know your kryptonite. Oh, that's great. Teresa, do you have a kryptonite?
Oh, like I said, holidays, travel,
Uh-huh.
any excuse to eat more or eat a little bit worse than I normally would on a good day. So
Yeah, I know for me it's a lack of self-belief, and it's making excuses for why I don't do the things that I need to. So my excuses are really my kryptonite. And
hmm.
once I start going down that path, um, yeah, and I've learned a phrase that I love to share. I can have countless excuses, but not one good reason. Countless excuses,
Mm,
but not one good
that's
reason to
good.
skip my self-care.
That's good.
So Rita's saying, if you have free time, I have a habit of scrolling instead of doing something more healthy. So unscheduled time can be a kryptonite.
Yeah, that's a good one
And
too.
Sarah chimes in with certain family members' anxieties make issues urgent. And so in response to that, she gets thrown off. Yeah.
Mhm. Mm. Yeah, thank you for
It's hard when
sharing.
we navigate the roles that we have in life
Yep,
and keep ourselves at the center.
right.
So just know this is information. It's not about you being weak or, as we said before, undisciplined. It's about knowing your triggers and knowing the difference for yourself when you're reacting versus being proactive.
Mhm.
So let's get an antidote to this kryptonite.
Okay.
What can we do? We can create for ourselves some core anchors. So, Teresa, do you want to talk about the tent?
Sure. So we've created this analogy of a tent with the anchors at the corner, each corner, and you need those anchors to make it stay up and do what it's supposed to do. So we're going to help. We decided we were going to call our pillars, our cores, the things that are non-negotiable, our anchors. So think of these anchors as those stakes in the ground at the four corners of your tent.
Yeah, have either of you been camping, Rita or Sarah? So if your stakes are not in the ground, your tent
Right.
is at risk. And
Right.
so these core anchors are to help our own tent from blowing away.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, 4 is the ideal. We're going to try to come up with 3 to 4 today that you can go away with today from this master class.
Yeah, so
So let me stop this while we
a little
chat a little bit.
brainstorming time. If you could keep 3 to 4, and I'll use the word from earlier, non-negotiables,
Yeah.
3 to 4 practices that feel life-giving to you, that can stick through your busiest season, what would they be? What are these stakes that are going to hold your tent up? And so just to prime your thinking, it could be something like, I have to get out and take a walk. It might just be around
Yep.
the house, my apartment building, but I have to go take a
Mhm.
walk. Or I got a jam to my favorite tune. Like 3 or 4 minutes, that is non-negotiable. I need music in my life. Stretching,
You're
for me,
stretching. Yep.
that's a biggie.
Mm.
So you might want to even brainstorm for a minute or two, 6 or 7 ideas, and then refine
Right.
it back to 3 or 4 that really speak to you and feel like, yeah, I can do this and it's going to lift me up.
And I
And don't
love
worry if
like
you only have 3, because we decided you could also be on a 3-legged stool.
But yeah, I love like your stretching before bedtime. That was your stake in the ground.
Yes.
That you made that declaration, you did it with some force and some intention. And so that's I love that visual as well. So one of my stakes is I work out first thing in the morning. I mean, I'll be traveling very soon and I take my little resistant stretch bands and I will wake up every day, doesn't matter where I'm at, and I will do something. That is non-negotiable for me. And then at the other end of the day, my non-negotiable is a walk. I have to get outside and walk. That's just it doesn't matter where I'm at. I could be traveling, but I'm going to go do it even if it's on a treadmill at the fitness room at a hotel I'm at. Like that's just my non-negotiables. And I make them work no matter what. So those are 2 of my stakes.
Yeah, and good ones. And every day you face the choice. Am I going to do this or am I not?
Mhm.
But you've already decided these are non-negotiables.
Mhm.
And for me, at the end of my day, even, no matter how full tilt my day has been, I can either go to bed and go splat, or I can take 2 minutes. My goal is 5 to 6 minutes, but I can take that time to give to myself a
Mhm.
little gift. So Sarah and Rita, do you have a couple of ideas that you might want to share in the chat?
Oh, should we write them or do you want to?
Oh, you know what? How are we on time? Yeah, go for it.
So I have quite a few. I kind of rotate them, so I don't necessarily have them all done in a day, but humor and laughing are really important to
Mhm.
me.
Love
So
that.
I have to find the funny in most things. That takes no time at all, really. That's just
Right.
doing other things. Exercise, working out, walking, that kind of stuff, definitely on my list. Healthy food. I'm pretty, I don't want to say disciplined, but I enjoy cooking healthy food. Um, Talking with friends. So every day I
Mm.
have a coffee. I have a tea or whatever. It doesn't matter. A morning drink with friends. And then
Love that.
journaling also I try to do every day, even if it's a sentence, just writing down what's going on.
Nice.
Those are good ones.
Sarah, is there anything from your list you'd like to share?
Sure. These are things that may be a work in progress or a on my wish list, but stretch in the morning. Usually the first thing, like I'm just literally like throwing the covers off, and I sit on the side of the bed and I do a little stretch, mostly upper body kind of stretch,
Mhm.
just sitting on the side of the bed. I'm pretty consistent with that, and I really enjoy it. I was sick earlier this week, and I didn't do it. So then I was like, oh, I got to get back to that. Yeah. So
Mhm.
return to that. It's really great feeling to just get a little movement before, especially sometimes I feel kind of creaky in the morning. So
Mhm.
before I get up and feel creaky. And then calling a friend is not an everyday activity, but a goal for myself, and I've been pretty consistent about doing that kind of at least once a week. A new goal that I'd like to set is to get outside on the days when I'm working from home. I can often
Mm.
just get so busy, and there's
Oh, yeah.
always, always something on the to-do list.
Yep.
So, if I just like can get consistently outside, even for a few minutes. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are a few.
Yeah, thank you. All good ones. And I like that you said, and this reminded me of like when we have those anchors, if you don't do them or use them in the course of a day or a week, like it almost feels like something's missing. But you know you're going to get back to them. But to me, that's a good habit that's been established. It's a good anchor if you miss it when you didn't attend to it and didn't put it in where it normally goes. So that's a success for sure. Even if you don't do it, you feel like you're missing it and you can't wait to get back to it. So I
And
think
when
that's
you have
huge.
those habits, you can follow your habits instead of your mood. So if you wake up
Yeah.
one morning and you're not feeling it, it's like, yeah, but that's my non-negotiables. So
Hmm.
I'm showing up to that.
Yeah,
Even if
exactly.
it's like, I don't really feel like it, because we all have those days.
Yes, we do. Not mood dependent. Our anchors are not mood dependent. So,
So let's customize now some of your anchors to match your innate strengths. So, Teresa, do you want to talk about some of these? Because this is
sure.
really your bailiwick.
Right. My what? What was that? I have never
Did,
heard that word
did
before.
you like that, Rita? It
I
is
don't
your
know.
area of proficiency
Oh, I
or
will have to
expertise.
explore that one. Okay, thank you. Okay, so one size fits all doesn't work, especially now in our phase of life. So personalization is really, really important. So we do that through learning and understanding our innate strengths. And I'm going to go through some of them and see if you can pick out what category you might fit in. Okay, and we get more refined and more clear on this in the course of our program. But for right now, we're just going to kind of see if we can get you to think about where you would be. So let me see what's, oh, no, that's not it. So we're going to stop that. That's not going where I thought it was going to be going. So, first of all, there's a group of people, there's a category that where connection is really, really important to them. It energizes them. Like you guys already said, you ladies already said, connection, community, talking with a friend. Those are all important for you. So that's your superpower. Your connection fuels your consistency. So some anchors that you could use to really lean into that desire for connection is walking and talking with a friend. So if you have trouble walking consistently, you invite a friend to walk with you and you have your movement covered and you have your connection at the same time. Maybe shared meals. You can invite somebody out for dinner or over to share a meal that you cooked, and that's a connection. And you're leaning into your desire for connection, and it's also fueling your body. Your fuel, helping you keep to that anchor of eating good food. You might have an accountability check-in, like a text thread with somebody or a quick email. I used to do that with somebody, like an email by the end of the day to kind of let her know what was going on with me. So that would be a way of using connection and your desire for that to fuel and help you really be consistent. Let's see. So the reframe would be like, my wellness thrives when it's woven into relationships. I don't have to go it alone. So my angers are social oriented. That's where I get my support and my most joy. And I don't know why my slides don't jive with this, but that's okay. So the second category is a person who loves to plan, loves to research, loves to think about things. And so their superpower is all around systems, and that is what fuels their consistency, that their efficiency, like really planning and being proactive. And so their anchors could possibly be like on Sunday, they plan their workouts for that upcoming week, and they plan their meals. So maybe it's meal prep because they like being able to do that. Maybe they research some new recipes or some new workouts. So this person, that energizes them. So we would help you lean into that and discover some anchors that take advantage of that way of thinking. So another thing would be you have like a progress tracker, like some type of a tracker, either on an app or a piece of paper for your movement, for your workouts every day, if you want more consistency around that, or you're trying to drink more water. So you can actually track it some way physically. So you have proof that you kept that up and you were consistent.
Yeah, the strategic thinker would love the data.
Yes, data driven, proof driven, tangible driven. So your reframe would be like, I don't need any more motivation. I have a smart system in place, and my anchors give me clarity and measurable wins. The third category is a person who likes to do, taking action. Action energizes this type of person. They'll think about it later, but their first inclination is to do it first. And maybe they'll figure it out down the line, but they just want to get things going. They do like structure and routine and see that as a form of discipline, but their consistency comes from setting that routine that they typically will not break for any reason whatsoever. So they get things done through that structure and that discipline in that routine. So an anchor or two would be they have that 10-minute daily strength routine. They're going to use their weights or their resistance bands for 10 minutes every single day, no matter what, non-negotiable. So they're not worried about volume or a lot of time. They just know that they can hit that 10-minute mark consistently. Have a standard breakfast template. So they know they're going to have a protein. They know they're going to have greens every day. That's just their routine. That's part of their structure. So they have a smoothie station set up on their counter. That's what I have. Like your blender's right there and everything's right there where you can just grab it and drop it in. And that's your structure. That's your routine. And then maybe at night, you have a bedtime routine, a lights out routine. It's a way of cueing your body to let it know that this is your time to prep and get ready for sleep. So you've created these routines and put them in place. So that's a person that likes to just do. And then there's a person who is like a mover and a shaker and likes to inspire other people. And they too like to figure things out as they go along. And that is just what inspires themselves as they inspire other people. So they might like to have a musical workout. You know, I do love doing dance workouts. I just did one this morning. That's just so fun for me. Walking with your favorite music going as you do your walk. You might decide this is an influencer type person. That's just the label we slap on. But you're going to find a way to have 3 colors on your plate every single meal. Like that's just something fun for you to do. So that's your challenge to yourself. You might make a public commitment. You might want to put it out there to your people or to your social media that you're going to do this and help me stay aligned and committed to this. And the reframe would be for this type of a person is that I thrive on enthusiasm and variety, and my anchors for wellness are playful and expressive and inspiring. And other people are welcome to join me if they want to. So there's these 4 different types of people, and what we do is we help you identify which group you fall into, and then use those superpowers to help you really customize your own wellness plan
And so,
and create those anchors.
yeah, exactly. And so you can see how these anchors can look completely different depending on your strengths, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you might have even heard a little bit of yourself in each of the identities. I
Yeah,
know I
yeah.
certainly did, which is exciting because that gives us more success tools.
Mm-hmm.
But this is why the core anchors you select for yourself will survive your busiest seasons because they're aligned. They're aligned with
Mm-hmm.
your sort of your core anchors are aligned with your core self.
Yeah. They're not in competition with anything else.
Right.
They travel with you throughout any phase of life, whatever is happening at any particular moment in time.
So earlier you identified some core anchors, but now hearing it or thinking about them through the frame that Teresa just gave of the different strengths, either unmute or just pop in the chat. What's one that you hadn't thought of before, or one you might be looking at differently?
So, so I was listening to all the descriptions, and I feel like I'm mostly a connector, because I have a text thread with a friend where we talk every day. I belong to accountability groups. I meet my
Mm-hmm.
friends for coffee every morning. I collaborate with people on
Yeah.
projects. Like those
Yeah.
are having friends over for dinner is like heaven to me. That's like,
Mm.
this is what life's.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm mostly connector. And also because when I looked at the planner one, I started laughing because I have friends and my husband's a huge planner and he's always talking about systems and methods. And this is the
Yeah.
most important thing in
Yeah.
life. I have a friend who sells CRMs, and it's all systems. It's all like you can have
Mm-hmm.
the most optimal life if you have the system. And I understand what he's saying, appreciate it. And at the same time, I'm like, dude, I'm falling asleep. I love him to death. And at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, not me.
Not
Does that
me.
make sense?
And not me is not aligned. So
Yeah,
that's
Right.
really
exactly. I'm
clear
like,
information.
it's
Right.
not that I'm not disciplined. I'm not willing to set up this huge system thing. It's just not my style.
Right. Right. Because we all think differently. We all have different superpowers that we help you lean into so
Yeah.
that they can fit and flow with your life.
Yeah. I love the planners. They compliment me a lot because
Oh,
I'm,
yeah. But you
but
don't want to be one.
it's not anti-planning.
Sarah, did you have some thoughts?
Yeah, just that. Thank you for sharing, Rita. Yes, that's very true. I found a little bit of connection with community and friends in myself, but much more so I identify with someone who likes to do.
Yeah.
I have a really big sense of accomplishment if I can get that to-do list checked,
Mm-hmm.
checked
Yeah.
off. If I feel like I've been spinning my wheels all day, then I just really feel miserable by the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 So it's important for you, like you said, to check things off and see some visible, tangible things, goals that you've accomplished by the end of your day.
Mhm.
And we help women lean into that again.
Yeah.
So
And Rita, Sarah, thank you both
yeah, yeah.
for sharing that and lending to the conversation. Yeah. We
Oh,
know consistency isn't about discipline. We just proved it. It's about alignment. It's about fit. It's not about grit. It's about fit. And when you choose those anchors that align with your strengths, they don't really feel like chores. They feel like this is me. This is me.
mm,
So today you choose your first anchors. And as you might know in Wellness Your Way, we build this into a full rhythm. tested, refined, and personalized to your superpowers to last a lifetime. And Teresa and I, as you both might also know, we love doing this work. So today we've cleared our calendars to make spots for one-on-one conversations to work with you on one challenge that gets between you and your self-care, if that sounds fruitful for you, and to co-create a core anchor mini plan as the antidote to your kryptonite. So we'll talk a little bit more about this at the end, but I just wanted to give you that little heads up.
Thank you. So I see we're running out of time, man. This has gone so fast.
Oh, meow.
So we may have to speed this up a little bit, but let's just take a moment to do a micro reset. We have been talking a lot and sharing information. So let's just go ahead and kind of recenter. Let's stretch. If you want to roll your shoulders, move, stretch, take some big inhales. Ooh, ooh. So, moving physically after not moving is so helpful. And it can be as simple as this throughout your day, little micro resets throughout your day. Just having that awareness, setting an alarm on your clock, making a little post-it note, and just do some deep breathing, some stretching, some running, some jumping. I have a little mini trampoline in another room. I just go on there and jump for a few minutes. So just something to kind of just break the rhythm, change states, and bring some new energy back into your body and into your brain. So very easy to do because we just did it.
Yeah, and if you're going to have triggers, make them positive ones. So, one of I suspect you just shifted your energy, and so got some
Yep.
positive flow right now. So take a deep breath and then let any deep breath trigger this moment where you're feeling like optimistic, hopeful, energized. Let every deep breath you take from now forward anchor to this moment. Let this be your trigger.
Now, let me ask you, and since I'm looking at the time, Diane, do we want to move to the visualization or we just want to jump to the case study since we're down to under 15
Yeah,
minutes?
I think we're all feeling good, but maybe we can just do a 2-minute visualization.
Okay, and we did this a little bit at the
Yeah.
beginning. So we're just going to expand upon it just momentarily. So again, take that deep breath in. I invite you to utilize your breath. I don't want to say need or should. We don't want to do that. Invite you to use your breath to we just kind of energize it. Now just kind of slow down that breath and picture yourself 1 year from now. You've honored your anchors, those practices, those non-negotiables, the rhythms that truly support you, and just see yourself moving through your day with ease and calm. And notice the flow of your morning. You're feeling centered and clear and ready. And as the day unfolds, your choices are intentional, not because of pressure. You have energy for what matters most and space for joy, connection, and rest.
Yeah, now tune into your body and feel the strength in your posture, the lightness in your breath, the steadiness in your feet that provide your steps. This is you. This is you fully aligned with what works best for you. So, like we were talking earlier about positive triggers, breathe in this feeling of balance and empowerment. And as you exhale, let yourself embody it. This is your future self already here. She's waiting for you to step into her rhythm.
So we're going to invite you just to drop in the chat one daily decision that your future self that you were just with and in and embodying is just crushing it. So we'll just invite you to pop it into the chat. We won't talk about it since our time is running thin here, but one non-negotiable that your future self is crushing and really consistent with.
Yeah, there's a great expression, name it to claim it.
Yeah.
So pop it in the chat and make it yours.
Okay, let me share my screen. We'll just go through this quickly, Diane, our case
Yeah.
study.
Yeah, and so we have we've been doing sort of a reflection and people we've worked with and doing market research on what women need and need to support themselves. And so we wanted to give this great example of a busy educator who got lost in the sauce, kind of fell off track, identified her kryptonite, used her executor strength to build structure, anchored 2 flexible habits, and then kept her plan alive through the whole year. When in the
Yeah,
past that had not been her case.
right,
So
right.
she felt like it was a win.
For sure. And this is a testimonial.
So I'm wondering, when we think about her story, where do you see yourself? You know, maybe in a busy season where things go off the rails, maybe looking forward, you've identified some kryptonite like she did. You've identified. So are you able to see your success in her story? Because right up to now, I mean, you haven't been at it for a year like she has, but you've got the same tools.
Okay. Sorry about
So,
that. Somebody
yeah,
called me. I don't know if you heard that or not.
no, didn't.
Okay, good. So we just want to review real quick. This is what we did today. This is what we walked you through in this masterclass. We helped you identify your habit kryptonite, flipped some myths into empowering truths. So we took it from a true myth to a truth that was more empowering and felt a lot better. Just we skimmed the surface of harnessing your strengths for consistency and alignment, identified some core anchors, connected with your future self, and saw how consistency works in real life.
And so again, we spoke earlier about scheduling a session with us. It's about a 20-minute session where we would focus on helping you address one little piece of kryptonite. And then if it feels good, we can speak with you further. Just to fill you in, we've mentioned our program Wellness Your Way, and we can give you more details about that to see if that might be a great next step for you. The anchors you identified today, they are powerful, but they do become truly life-changing when they're applied to your unique circumstances. And that's what our little one-on-one call will help you do. Oh, and I am popping in the chat mine and Teresa's
Thank
scheduling
you.
links,
Yep.
just in case you are feeling inclined.
Yeah, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, of course.
And I did quickly go over some quotes. I guess I'm trying to be mindful of the time here. But we do want to make sure you have an opportunity to ask any questions and maybe give us some answers.
Yeah.
But we do want to give you the opportunity to ask us anything before we let you go. I know you have to go read it a little bit early.
Anything you'd like, you had that sparked a curiosity or something you'd like a little more elaboration on?
I have a quick question, just something that So you talked about the 4 different kind of styles, but then you mentioned in the case study, she used her executor strength. So is that a different thing?
That's the same. I just didn't speak the labels as I was talking about them. So that's just one of the categories that I already
Oh.
talked about.
So that's her executive style would be connector or doer or planner.
Right. That's one of
Got it.
those. Yeah. Thank you
Well,
for
and
pointing that
also
out.
the woman in that study had done a much deeper
Yes.
Right.
a
Deeper
strength
dive.
study.
Yes.
Right.
Hmm. And we're just, again, just wanted to touch the surface and show you that we use that customization based on those categories and those superpowers of each individual woman within the program in a deeper way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
That makes
That's
sense.
what makes our program unique, that it's not the cookie cutter, it's the individualization, customization part. Thank you for asking. That was a good question.
And Sarah, we have a question for you. Do you have 5 minutes to hang on after? 'Cause
Sure.
we'd
Yeah,
love to do a catch up with you.
sure.
Great. So thank you for carving out a time for yourself
Yes.
and for sharing the time that you carved out with us. We appreciate that. We are grateful to you for being here and letting us love on you a little bit, and hope to intersect again soon.
Yeah. And if you know of anyone who might be interested in this recording, we'll certainly share the recording with you, and you can pass that along if you'd like to.
Yeah,
And again, if
absolutely.
you want to schedule a one-on-one with either of us, we would love that. It'd be your chance to go a little bit beyond what we learned here today and just give you some personalized guidance and some focused attention so you can come away from that one-on-one with some clarity, some confidence, and a path that feels like yours. So thank you again, ladies. We
Very
so
helpful.
appreciate you.
Excellent.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
All right. So
Bye-bye.
Rita, bye for now.
See you later.
Hang on.
It was so fun to have you with us, Sarah.
Oh yeah, like I said, I'm so grateful that